Alright, so in this video we're going to share with you the 4 biggest websites for buying businesses online. First few of them will actually be for mostly buying businesses that are physical based, location based, somewhere typically in the United States. And the last one is the fun one. It's for mostly online businesses that you can buy no matter where in the world you live, and there's a lot of cheaper deals there. So make sure to stay till the end for that. Alright, the first big one is Empire Flippers. They've made a big reputation in the space for actually having businesses that are fully vetted. They have a very good brokerage service where they help walk you through the process. They make sure all the numbers you get are vetted. How's the ad revenue? And what's their AdSense accounts look like? If they're making revenue online? Are their Google Analytics verified? Those little things. So they really dive into this. So you can just spend so much time digging through all these things. One of the great ways of doing it is finding out what's a certain niche that you like. Maybe even exploring the different niche possibilities. You know, everything from lead gen. Some things are much cheaper. And one of the things about Empire Flippers is it is vetted, but it is online business. So say for example we do lead gen, no minimum price. We're doing automotive informational lead gen, 37,000 net profit per month. So that's how much is coming in as profit, 90,000 gross. They're selling at a monthly multiple of 43. So, 12, 24, 36, 48, almost 4 times the profit, which is quite expensive, so we start looking at this number down here for monthly multiple to find out what's the biggest deal. And you see there's only 2 deals in lead gen. What there's going to be a lot more of deals is Amazon FBA. So we'll see this 33, 44, 34, 42, 38, 38. So if you have a skill set in any of these, it's always a good place to start. But things on Empire Flippers are always a lot more expensive. So it's good to wait till the last listing where you can find some deals that aren't in the millions. So look at this, the cheapest thing is 61,000, making $2,000 a month. And it's a 29x multiple, so 12, 24, 36, about 2.5 years of paying this down until you reach profitability. All right, so let's go on to a more physical site. So if you're thinking of buying a business that is actually maybe in a location, or you want to search, say, I am in San Diego, and I want to find any sort of business over there, San Diego, let's do county. So this is good, because if you're going to buy a physical business, there's a rule of thumb that goes, you want to be 30 minutes from your rental property. I think the same goes for a business, because a business is going to require typically more work than a rental property, even if you have management. So what we have are all sorts of random business. Established poker chip business with nearly $5 million in sales. Interesting. The thing you want to look at is cash flow. So I'll go, okay, poker chip business. E-com business really does not matter if it's in San Diego. E-com doesn't matter. Outdoor camping gear and accessories. 300,000 cash flow at 450,000. It's pretty good. Okay, so if we're going to dive a little deeper, we look at this camping store. Does this look like a good deal? So this looks like someone just trying to get out. They have $400,000 of inventory. They're asking just $50,000 over inventory. They have a pretty sturdy cash flow. So this seems like it has a pretty hefty cash flow, which seems nice. Specializes in equipping vehicles, 4x4s. So you just look through and you find a few deals, you star a few things, and you start looking around this way. So this BizBuySell is great to not only mostly buy physical businesses. I'd say some of the other channels specialize in digital online businesses, but always good to look at all channels before you actually buy a business. And here you can narrow it down by state if that's your desire. All right, let's go to the next one. This is another physical-based business. You go to businesses for sale. They do all sorts of things, commodities, they just deals, all sorts of deals. So then we go to sectors, and these are all quite physical sectors. Business services, there's construction, healthcare, personal services. So if we did business services, what would show up? So these are like sponsored. You don't want to look at those. You can see the interface is not very nice, and there's not a whole lot of filters going on. So if we want to do a max price of, say, 100,000, landscape design, 1,000 revenue, it doesn't show you cash flow. So this is usually a little tougher to use, but if you're willing to just dig through all of this and start looking, it would work. It's a little junkier, but there are deals here if you're willing to hunt around, because the interfaces that are nice and clean and crisp, there's a lot of people hunting over them. So whenever there's a little bit of difficulty, it's usually easier to find a deal. I'm not saying that's going to be how it is, but that's a possibility. All right, next and last is Flippa. This is where you can buy and sell online businesses, all sorts of things, SaaS, blogs, content sites, e-com, faceless YouTube channels, lead generation platforms, Amazon, FBA, AdSense, all sorts of stuff, even podcasts, Facebook pages, newsletters. Just anything that's digital, that's an asset that could potentially produce monthly revenue or produces zero revenue can be an asset. So there's even the idea of buying things that are pre-revenue and then monetizing them, because some people are good at building sites sites and driving SEO, but don't know how to monetize. So there's all sorts of different ways to play this, but it takes a lot of hunting. So let's look at what's the most expensive thing. Typically SaaS is always the highest multiple, and it's a verified confidential SaaS business. Seems like they are all SaaS. This is the number you want to look at. What is the multiple of profit? This is crazy. 14x profit, 6.3 profit, 4.2 profit, 1.6, 1.4 profit, which is pretty low. So the net profit is, $8,500 per month with an upfront of 1.4. Some of these, but not all, you can maybe do a little bit of seller financing or earnout. So meaning if the person sells it to you, say, I'll keep paying you if the revenue keeps staying the same and I keep maintaining this, you'll earn out the rest of your money. I'll pay you, if we're doing this deal, $70,000 up front and $70,000 for an earnout over 2 years or 3 years. So there's different ways of structuring. I don't know how flexible each seller is, but there's definitely a lot of possibility here, and it does take a lot of digging. You can even go, what could I buy for the least amount of money? That's always an interesting thing to do. All right, so let's do this. If we want to just go look for the highest revenue producing, you're not going to find good stuff all the time here. We're going to go straight buy. We're going to do on market. They also have off market deals. We want this to be revenue generating. We don't want to just buy a domain or something. We don't want to do price. We just clicked all asset types. We have all other asset types, and we have open, seller location just for fun. Let's go to North America and click search. After that, we will filter by lowest price, or you can also filter by most profitable. So it starts by being the most expensive. You can make this 100 items. So we can see what is the most profitable in terms of total profit, not by the cheapest. And if you wanted to just go, say, lowest price, you can start with this, get rid of all the silly things up front that are cheap, and you just wait for something that's starting to produce profit. So you can buy for $3,000, $164 for profit per month. I'm not saying this is a great idea, but it just gets you thinking of what your money can do and how much it could potentially make. A lot of these take a lot of management. You got to be good at FBA. You got to be good at e-com to actually understand this. But if you were going to go to something that makes $2,000 a month, 2,000 Canadian for 33,000, Blush Pop Creations, it takes a lot of digging and maybe getting a course with someone who actually knows what they're doing with these specific niches. Someone who's really good at FBA, someone's really good at content sites, and knows how to call what's good and what's bad. Because anyone who specializes in all these, I wouldn't trust them. I trust a specialist who's good at one or two of these niches. Anyways, we've been through the 4 different channels to buy businesses. The first one was Empire Flippers. Very well vetted, usually a little bit more expensive businesses that are mostly on the online front. They have a great team. It's really easy and frictionless to do a transaction with them. We've got BizBuySell, mostly for finding a physical business, even digital businesses in given areas, states, cities. Then there's this site, a little bit harder to use, DealStream, but they do have a lot of deals hiding within their relatively poor user interface. And then we got Flippa, where you can buy a $40,000 business that makes $2,000 a month at a 1.8x multiple. This is where you just find deals and actually have a little bit of fun of learning about what are the different online niches and what you may want to go forward with in terms of really buying a business that produces cash flow, buying a couple combining, or just maintaining a business that's working already. So this is what we got for you today. If you do have a business with W-2 employees, you have software developers, anything like that, you could be entitled for the R&D tax credit or the ERC employee retention tax credit. So check the link in the description if you want a little bit more information of that, or the infographic on how to qualify. I'll see you guys in the next video.